Dallas is a really spread out city. Texas is the biggest state in the union, maybe with the exception of Alaska, maybe being bigger, I can't recall, but I think Texas is still the biggest. So everything's really spread out in the state of Texas, and it's really spread out in Dallas here. This is a suburb called Seagoville. We're in 5 different suburbs in Dallas. We're in Seagoville, Mesquite, DeSoto, Duncanville, in Dallas itself, and some in the Fort Worth area. So you'll see in the suburbs out here in Dallas and a lot of major American cities, people drive 30, 45 minutes to go into the city to work. So as you get further out in the city, you get more of this newer build stuff. It's more families, a little bit more family oriented, better school system. So in America, a little bit different than Australia, some more families a lot of times live further out in the suburbs. I know in Australia, a lot of times more people are living in the cities. So this is 301 Oakhurst. All these properties in this area are all 2005 build and newer. So a lot of the Dallas product is a lot of newer build type stock. So as you'll come in here, you'll see a lot of paint, carpet, some plumbing, some electrical, some furnaces, but not as much work to do as some of the stuff we saw in Indianapolis and Dallas. We use the same dark chocolate carpet that we use in Kansas City and Indianapolis. This is that high-grade carpet that lasts for a little bit longer, and I like it because it doesn't show any stains. You could spill milk on it or whatever, and it usually comes up pretty good. So as you'll see, it's a lot newer style house. My guys are just now working on it. We always put the new stoves and fridges in. We just bought this house probably 2 weeks ago, so we started putting in the carpet, we put the paint in. It's a little bit bigger house, as you can see. See the backyard here, we got the privacy fence. We're rebuilding the fence over here, as you can see on the side. But it's got a decent sized backyard with the privacy fence. Here on the carpet, we're using the really dark, I call it the chocolate milk carpet. This is a very tough, strong grade of carpet. A lot of times the carpet will last for a few years. This carpet here lasts more like 4 to 7 years, possibly longer depending on the tenant wear and tear. But this is the highest, toughest grade of carpet that you can get, and we like to use that dark color so it'll last longer. And as you see on the walls, again, we talked about this before, but we've got the semi-gloss walls, and we do the knockdown texture. And this knockdown texture, in the event, and we hope this never happens, that someone knocks a hole in the wall, it's a lot easier to patch and make it flush with the texture. If you have a flat wall, you can always see the lines where you repaired it, but when you use the texture, it's a lot easier to cover up any damage. This is 2633 Pandale. This is another suburb that we do business in Dallas. It's called Mesquite. Actually, this is probably one of our favorite suburbs of Dallas. This is a subdivision inside the suburb. Mesquite's one of the fastest renting areas in Dallas for us, so we really like this area. As you'll see, the same thing here, all 2000 build and newer homes. This all is on one level. Some of the other houses here are a little bit bigger. So this one's a little smaller than some of the other ones in the subdivision, but I'd rather have the smallest house in a subdivision than the biggest. But this is a good property. We've actually almost got it leased. This one's leasing for about $12.50 a month. The renovation's pretty much all the way done on this property. Actually, our property manager's here. His name's Jason Otts. Actually, he's a salesperson for the property management company, but he's gonna educate you a little bit on Dallas itself and on their property management company. If you'll see his sign right here, they do all the property management for us in Dallas. They're the largest property management company in Dallas, and to be honest with you, of all the cities that we're in, they're probably the best and most professional.
I'm actually here with Jason Otts of the Property Management Group. Jason, just give us a quick rundown quickly. What's one of the biggest drivers of obviously this market coming back for a rental market at this stage?
You know, what it is the job growth in the Dallas area, as well as the supply of rental properties is down, therefore it's creating a higher demand as far as these properties. So these properties, like the one we're looking at here, is leasing quite rapidly because of that.
Okay. Is this one of your main markets that you do a lot of work in? Do you do many other areas around Dallas, or is this one of the key areas you're finding is getting a lot of interest at this stage?
Yeah, Mesquite, this city of Mesquite right here in Dallas is definitely one of our main markets. We do see quite, a large amount of rentals here as well. And quite honestly, we represent a lot of those properties, and we see them rent out quite rapidly.
Terrific. What would you say, how long would it usually take, just as a round figure, to actually tenant something like this in this area?
You know, what we're seeing on average is anywhere from 30 to 45 days as far as finding a tenant. However, over the summer months, we were finding tenants as fast as 11 to 15 days. Wow. And those are definitely during the hot times when families are relocating before school starts. And so Generally it ranges, but generally you can expect about 30 to 45 days in this market.
Well, and you just touched on families there. Is that one of the main demographics that's coming to this area for this type of property? We've got a beautiful park across the road. We've got some great infrastructure through this area, some of the best schools in Dallas. What's the key demographic that's actually moving to this area for this set of property?
Yeah, and so what you're seeing is families, 3-bedroom, 2-bath type of homes are generally, targeted towards middle income families that are, long-term tenants who want to stay in one place, keep their kids in the same school. Again, with the park in front, it's always a plus, and so these families generally will tend to stay in homes like this.
Jason, that's awesome. We appreciate your time. Anybody that obviously invests in this area, Jason's the guy you're going to be dealing with, and he's a very approachable guy. I'm sure you can give him a call, drop him an email, and just ask him as many questions as you need to. That's what he's here for.
We're looking at one of the properties here and doing a walkthrough as far as, when the doors open, what a tenant sees. And generally, just so you know, when a tenant walks in, usually within 10 seconds of them walking in, they usually know right then if this is a property they want to lease. So what you want to have is good, clean appeal once that door opens. And as you can see here, it is clean, open space. And as you're looking, the walls are a neutral color, which appeals to the masses. And that's what you're trying to do, is appeal to the mass of tenants, because you want them to feel and picture themselves in this house when they walk in the door. If they can picture themselves living in here, then more than likely it's a house that they would want to lease and live with their family. So looking at this again, as you see, the floors are clean, and then you'll see this is new carpet, fresh paint on the walls, and walking through here, this is a typical 3-bedroom, 2-bath, which again appeals to the masses and to the families that are looking to long-term rents and good paying tenants, and that's what you're looking for. Therefore, you come over here, you got the master bedroom. See, now, if you notice in here, one of the things when you do walk in, you see that ceiling fan. It's a nice a dark finish to it, so it's a little bit of an upgraded ceiling fan, which tenants do notice that. As well, again, the fresh paint and the carpet, and then you have the windows right here, which provide good natural light into this property. And again, coming in here, you see this is the master bedroom. Therefore, there's going to be a master bathroom. And one of the things this room has working for it, as you see, it's got the dual sinks, new spigots. Therefore, again, that's appeal, showing the newness of the property. As well as here, the garden tub, which is key. This does appeal to a lot of tenants with a separate shower as well, the standing shower. I think one of the great things this property has going for it as well is right in here, the master bedroom is a walk-in closet, which is always appealing to potential applicants of this property. And so you'll see it gives them a lot of storage and a lot of space. Again, being able to imagine them hanging their clothes in here, putting their shoes up here, setting up their shelves. Okay, so we'll come down this way, walk towards the main hallway. Again, looking at the bathrooms and the bedrooms down here. And as you see, this is a pretty nice sized bedroom. Again, you're wanting them to picture their kids setting up their bed in here, and again, so therefore providing a nice clean room that they can look at. And again, you notice the neutral colors on the wall, which is very key. Again, the window providing the natural sunlight. And again, this one has a fairly large closet, which in this area is great. Again, picturing the kids hanging their clothes there and putting the shoes up there and their toys. Okay. Headed down this way, you'll see the other bedrooms as well. The closet, again, nice and clean with the carpet. We have the lights on when we're showing to the tenants. And again, coming in here, very similar to the other room. You got a nice clean room, the neutral paint again. And then again, another key thing here is looking at this one. And this is what I think one of the main things this property has going for it is the larger closets. Generally, you'll see just one single door. This is great with the double door and the larger closet, even in the smaller bedrooms. This one is actually a good-sized bedroom for it being just a bedroom. Now we'll take a look at the bathroom. This is the second bathroom, again providing a fairly decent size, given the restored bathtub, which looks great, fresh tile. The sink again is clean, which is what you want, and then the clean floors as well. The laundry room is nice and spacious, allowing room for the washer and the dryer, and again the shelving. That's one of the key things is seeing that there's a shelf in here and there's room for them to put their stuff as far as that. And again, here's the garage. This is a 2-car garage, which is great. Also having some storage where they can either put an extra fridge or as well as some shelving. And again, the water heater is new, which is key, especially when you're renting out to clients, just because you want these devices in here, which are a catch pan for any type of leaks or whatnot, so you can catch it before it runs in the property. And given that it's a new water heater, it has a longer life value. providing less headaches in the future than if you were to try to rent this property out with an older water heater, creating potential problems in the future. So we'll come in here and we'll head towards the kitchen. This is one of the key things when applicants come in. They're looking at the kitchen to see, again, the size of it. And one thing that this kitchen has working for it is the openness. As you can see, the fridge goes here, the newer countertops, as well as the appliances. Now, if you notice, these appliances are somewhat of an upgrade just because they are black appliances, which are very, in this market, which is a great thing. Sometimes they'll be white, which is a little bit of a downgrade. But given that they're black appliances, they have a little bit more of appeal as far as for the kitchen. Now, here's one of the key things is this kitchen opens up to the living room. As you see in here with the living room here, families can come in here and picture themselves hosting parties, for a football game or even a basketball game. And here in Dallas, we're very adamant about the Dallas Cowboys or the Texas Rangers or the Dallas Mavericks. So a lot of these families here are very loyal to that, and they picture themselves having parties here. And so when they're here, they can picture themselves setting up a buffet tray, food, and having their friends and their family there watching TV. And again, right here, it opens up to the dining room. And if you notice here, this is an upgraded light fixture, which it tends to attract quite a bit to this central part of the room. And therefore, when the tenants are looking at this, they do see that and appreciate that. And again, in the living room, you'll see, again, the upgraded light fixture, which does help. Again, when applicants are coming, potential tenants are coming to look at properties, what they're looking at is new carpet, fresh paint, upgraded fixtures, which shows an appreciation for the house from the owners, but also it tells them that I better take care of this house as well because they do appreciate the house providing with nicer items. Therefore, they want to take care of the house whenever one day they do move out. They'll leave it, with the goal of it being just as nice. Okay, and again, the fireplace, which is very key. Most houses in the Dallas area do have fireplaces, and as you notice, this fireplace is very centrally located, which is great. So as the cold times come upon us right now, you'll see families wanting to say, we can, set up a fire, put the TV here, and enjoy family time together. Let's take a look at the backyard, which is very key, especially in these type of areas where you know that you're going to have families with smaller children that are looking for space to run and play. So we'll take a look out here real fast. And again, you'll see the nice fenced-in backyard. And what you're looking for is this is a good neighborhood. You can see right here it's a clean neighborhood. Most houses here have trampolines and large play areas for the kids. So you can see it's a neighborhood set up for families that have kids, and it promotes families to be able to spend time together, and that's what they're looking for. Again, picturing themselves hanging out in the backyard on the patio, sitting down, letting the kids run around, and enjoying time as a family. And that's what we're trying to promote here is people being able to picture themselves in this property. All right? So one more thing I do want to point out in the kitchen that I think that is very important is the pantry. This house for this neighborhood has a large pantry, which is great. Again, being able to store their food or any items that they that they want to put in here. And so again, this is another item that promotes this property and helping it as far as a bonus of what it has going for it. Well, that pretty much concludes our tour of this property, and I hope you guys enjoyed this and are able to see the many wonderful aspects this property has to offer to these tenants. Again, being able to picture themselves in this property with the many features that are here. Thanks again. I'm Jason Otts with One Prop, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Here we are, this is 907 Tracy in Duncanville, Texas. This is another one of the suburbs we do business in. This house is actually like a 1997 build. A lot of them in the suburbs are 2005 and newer. This one's a little bit older than this is a 2003 build. Some of the houses in the subdivision are 97, but this is a 2003. It's all on one floor here. This is Duncanville, it's another one of our suburbs. Again, it's a real hot rental area. Things rent real easy for us out here. Duncanville's got a great school district. As a matter of fact, I got Julio over here. I'm gonna say hi to Julio. Julio, good to see you. Julio runs all the crews. in Dallas. So all the houses we've seen so far, he's the one doing the rehab on them. I just wanted you guys to meet Julio. Say hi, Julio. There you go. They're all from Australia. So 907 Tracy, let's go in and take a look.
It's different from the other two cities that we've seen because it's better built, but obviously more expensive. Different returns, so it depends on the strategy. Definitely nice areas that we're seeing here, very similar to Australian property homes.
The properties here, they're definitely a lot newer than what what you're seeing in other areas, like some of the other cities that 21st century's in. So I think there's a lot of merit here. The properties are not as cookie cutter as well, I'm finding, which is great. Like there's sort of interesting features in the homes. They're a bit more unique. Yeah, and I think they're coming up nice as well when the reno jobs that have been done. So yeah, I think overall they're looking really nice.
What are your thoughts on the areas that we're going through to get to this sort of a property?
They look like just nice suburban areas. They're this area in particular looks a little bit more established, which I like. There's a few more trees around. I guess that's because I think this subdivision was first started in '97, around then. So, although this home was 2003 built, 2004, yeah. So, it looks like a nice family area. Nothing wrong with it really. Looks like quite pleasant. Still, you're a bit out of town, but from what I hear, I think that's all right.
Yeah, this is a great property, isn't it? It's going to be quite tidy when it's quite finished. Not quite finished yet, obviously, but it's a nice neighbourhood as well. There's quite a bit of that going on here.
Dallas is a lot warmer than Indianapolis and Kansas City. The houses look a lot more like what we're used to in Australia. They're really quite nice inside and big. Blocks of land are smaller, but overall the city's got a great feel.